Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Week 1 matchup in the Reddit League Season 2. How you doing, Calamity?
I'm doing good. Hi.
Great. And we have a special guest with us. We weren't able to get him on the review show this week, so we invited him to do a few commentaries. Radox, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for this. We have another Division 1 matchup, as you can see, between Magyaron and Chicago Geographer. Sorry, Chicago, your name is too long to fit on my overlay. I'll have to change that eventually. So any initial thoughts going into this, Calamity?
Yeah, they're both very experienced players from what I've looked at their profile just like a couple minutes ago. Magyaron has over 4,000 games played. Chicago Geographer has over 3,000. Magyaron was already in Division 1 in the last season, and Chicago just got promoted. So might be a close game. Might not be.
So a veteran taking on one of the newly promoted. Radox, your prediction for how this might play out?
Yeah, I will give a slight advantage to Magyaron as he's done quite well last season already in the Division 1, and I think there's quite a noticeable difference between Division 1 and Division 2. So he only finished 3 points behind the last place last year. So yeah, I see him a little bit at an advantage, but I have to say Chicago Geographer has improved so much that it could be really a close game.
Interesting. Well, let's take a look at the map they will be facing off at in this week. It is North Macedonia. Average score of this map is pretty low, but as we've been seeing among the other Reddit League competitors, that doesn't seem to prevent them from getting 24 or 23K very easily. These are the best players after all, especially in Division 1. So without further ado, let us jump right into the match. And as we start here, both players, quick look around. Magyaron moving a little bit south. They're both head towards that gas station to start with.
Yeah, that's always a good thing, like in the back of your mind. I mean, of course you don't know, but going the same direction as your opponent, seeing the same clues, it's comforting.
Indeed. At least you know that he saw everything you saw. So, yeah. Looks like we're outside of a small town. Both players have seen a small town sign about half a kilometer away, but probably not the easiest thing to find on a map.
Definitely not, no. Most of those small towns are probably not even worth looking for if you don't know the general area of where you are.
True. Radox, anything you noticed so far?
Yeah, I noticed that the Chicago Geographer is moving quite a bit faster. It also seems to be the connection, if you ask me. Seems like he has a slight advantage there.
Yeah, in a game of sometimes seconds, having a faster internet connection can pay off a little bit.
And he's found a good sign here. That tells him he's close to Ohrid and Bitola. He knows where that is. And Prilep as well, yeah.
So 3 major cities to help him triangle it, but so has Magyaron. He has put us almost in the same location outside of Bitola.
And again, like I said that in one of the previous casts, but Chicago Geographer just saw a sign that had Prilep in yellow, and above it, it had Bitola, I think, in blue, which means he's closer to Prilep than to Bitola. And I think you realized that just now. That's why he's putting us up there.
Yeah, he does seem to be checking that spot on the map. Indeed. Yeah. Oh, Magyaron has seen the same sign as Chicago, so that will mean that, at least in terms of information, They are even, and that does make him move north as well. So they both know what that means. Chicago Geographer jumping back to the start. Now it's going to come down to pinpointing, it looks like.
You can also see with the new Google Maps update from a couple of weeks ago that now that you see maybe slightly better where the mountainous areas are, you can use that, considering you know that you started in a mountainous area, to go like, maybe we're around there. Oh,
and Chicago does put down a guess. He gets 4,994 points. Very nice. And, Magyaron did the same thing, but he's really quick on the draw. Sorry, there we go. 4,983 points. So a 9-point advantage for Chicago going into round 2. Redox, what did you think of that?
Yeah, that was quite spectacular that they found the right area. Both didn't have enough time to pinpoint, but yeah, quite impressive.
Yeah, showing off their Division 1 pedigree for sure. Calamity, anything that they might have been able to do to get that elusive ace, or was just time the major factor?
I don't think so. They actually got to that important sign that told them that they're close to pre-lap relatively quickly. So yeah, guess if you'd gotten just slightly quicker, you might have had enough time to pinpoint it exactly, but you never know where the important sign is going to be and how quickly you have to go. So nothing they personally could have done any differently, I feel like.
Indeed. Yeah, that gas station that you can see on Magyaron's picture there does give them a pretty good location to try to pinpoint where they started with. But again, on these smaller maps, judging that distance a little bit more difficult. Anyways, we'll jump into round number 2. Yeah, and Radox, anything you noticed about the spawn for this round?
Well, it's mountainous again, kind of like it always is. But I don't know. Yeah, they're kind of on. There's a bridge somehow. Something. Did Magyaron just went past the blue sign?
I had the same thought. Probably. Yeah, I don't know if it was something important, but looked like something I would have taken a look at.
Yeah, maybe that's why they're in Division 1. I don't know, but yeah, that speed, how fast they move. Oh, Chicago going back to take a look at a sign he can't read because it's been bleached out by the sun. Travel sign. There are lots of those, like, I don't know if pit stop is the right word. Little rest stops signs all over Northern Macedonia, but they don't really help you too much, but they always make you pause a bit and hesitate. Right. And
maybe it was one of those signs that Magyaron went past.
Yeah. Oh, looks like Chicago does have a sort of city name. He's going to turn around and try to figure out what that might mean. Started with a Z. That's about all I got on that one.
Why is he going back? What?
I'm wondering that as well. I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting tactic. He didn't just push the return to start button. He's actually walking his way back. Oh, there he goes. It looks like Magyaron has done a similar move. Gone back to the start to look at that blue sign he whizzed past the first time. And he knows where that city is.
Skriva Palanka.
Yeah, so he has put us in at least the right region. Looking for a bit of more information. He's now looking at that Z city sign that Chicago was looking at. About a minute left to go, a little under a minute. Oh no, he's put us there. Oh, is he going to drop a pin? No, maybe.
I think he is going to.
I think he was going to be fast and I was going to catch him, but then he cursed me by then not actually doing anything. So Magyaron has the location, but right now, Chicago Geographer opposite end of the country. But I think that's more of a safety measure than an actual guess.
He's not going to have much time remaining to make an actual guess then.
Does he see it? It's on his screen. Does he see it? 10 seconds. 10 seconds for both. Magyaron is trying to pinpoint. He's down to the fine grains, but Chicago, 3, 2, 1, not going to find it. Oh, no. Oh, not something you want to see in Division 1. Magyaron finding that location, having a little trouble pinpointing it. But he did get 4,583 points, but Chicago complete opposite end of the points. Yeah, you heard me right. A single digit, 3 points. Rough, very rough in North Macedonia. Yeah, calamity.
Yeah, they both kind of got a bit unlucky because if they had gone east, they would have hit the Bulgarian border pretty quickly. So especially Chicago Geographer would have benefited a lot from seeing that. But yeah, I don't actually know. You probably should have seen the Kriva Palanka sign, which is a city you can recognize. It's not one of the smaller ones. So yeah, and also that thing where he just went backwards for like 20 seconds. I don't really know what he was doing there.
Yeah, Redox, any thoughts? Maybe he missed a sign or something?
Yeah, maybe he saw something and wanted to go back, or he saw that sign that looked like it might be a town. So maybe he thought it's such a small town that the sign is going to be at the other end of the street again, or I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he wanted to see something again, but it was closer to where he was than the start. So you have to work your way back to find it, but then he didn't find anything and then jumped all the way back and definitely wasted about 20 to 30 precious seconds in that maneuver, which definitely cost him in the end. Okay, well, let's jump in to round number 3. We'll take a look at this lead by Magyaron, about 5,000 points. 4,000. I can't do math. What is it for that other direction? 4,600 something?
Yeah, I think it's 4,569.
Yeah, I should leave the math to you.
4,569.
And they found a nice municipality border. Those are wonderful signs to help you pinpoint.
If you if the viewer remembers what I said about the other Division 1 game that we casted a couple of days ago, Magyaron actually went south and found that municipality sign I was talking about there.
So, lucky break for him there. Chicago again trying to work down on a city signage that I don't know how helpful that's going to be.
I mean, he's found the exact right spot where he is. I don't know how on earth he did that, but fair play.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe you recognized that sign from somewhere.
Yes, viewers, this is where practice really comes in. If you happen to get a location you've seen many times in practice, you can almost just drop the pin down because you're like, oh, I know where this is. These cities proving to be very helpful. He's working on his pinpointing. Magyaron is also doing the same, and he's not too far off. He is looking in the wrong direction currently, though.
The weird thing about this is that there's this kind of weird spiral on the map very close to their starting location that just isn't there in real life. I don't know what happened there for Google Maps, but that is what confused me a lot when I was playing this round for practice. Because as you can see, he's now right about where that railway crossing is, and that's where that weird, like almost looks like a highway, like on-ramp or something, is on the map.
Yeah, I saw that, but there's nothing even remotely like that when you get on the ground, for sure. Yeah. Okay, Magyaron has now seen the city sign, so he'll be close to that intersection. It's going to come down with about 30 seconds. Yeah, there we go. That loops do definitely pose a bit of confusion. Probably giving Chicago a bit of a pause there. It's going to come down to a few meters here on this one, which is unfortunate for Chicago. That won't let him make up any ground at all. He's got a lot to make up. So Yeah. Radox, your thoughts about just kind of practice in general, how much that probably comes into a map like this, especially given its size?
Yeah, the smaller the country is, the better you can practice. But it also depends, of course, on other things, like if there's great area codes or not. There's several factors that come into play that might make it good to play, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so they both have guests. We have Chicago Geographer 4,995 points. Magyaron 4,960. So a little bit, 35-point advantage on that round for Chicago. So he'll pick up a few of those 4,000 plus points he has to get back. But it is looking really tough for him going into round number 4. Yeah. So Calamity, what do you think about his odds here coming back?
It's not looking very good, is it?
No, not.
Especially in Division 1, when you know that your opponent usually gets at least the right area and gets, in North Macedonia, maybe at least like 4,500 points. That is a very tough task to get back.
Yeah, like in my division, whenever I get 4-9 or something like that, I feel really good because I'm pretty sure that, I may have quite a lead on my opponent after that round, but not in Division 1. Both players are not going to make very many mistakes. So let's get into round number 4.
We have some houses at the start. That's something different.
Yeah, and 2 city names with an actual kilometer distance.
Hey, if it says like 10 kilometers, it should be findable in Macedonia, right?
Should be.
Petchevo is probably actually the more easily recognizable city, I think, because it's a municipality as well. And both of them have found it already. So, yeah. There goes another chance for Chicago Geographer.
Yeah. So what Chicago really wants is bad signs or no signs and middle of nowhere. He doesn't want roads and
he wants a perfect sign for him about 2.5 minutes away from his starting location, because we've seen that he's maybe traveling slightly faster, so he wants to get there on his own without Magyaron seeing it.
True. Maybe if he can go a different direction from him with a little bit of luck and move a little bit further, definitely something he could do.
Yeah, it's again just coming down to a few meters here. They're both in the right location.
Yeah, and they're working back and forth, pinpointing. Chicago taking advantage of that spacing maneuver Calamity has mentioned before, counting the clicks to get some sort of proportionality between the 2 locations he can maybe pinpoint. And I think he thinks he knows where that bush is. I think it's probably better off counting houses than bushes, but...
I'm not actually sure if those houses are all on the map, though. I think I remember me being frustrated at them not being there.
Yeah, some countries do a pretty good job of having every little house on that Google map, but I'm not sure if North Macedonia is one of them.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's also a privacy issue in some countries.
Oh, that's right.
Not allowed. But I think like in Germany, they have the buildings, right? But they don't really have street view. Or if it's just Google kind of only doing it for the major countries so far, and they're going to roll it out over time, maybe.
I think it can't be too much of a privacy issue, since if you just switch to the satellite view, you're going to see the houses there anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might also have to do with Google, I know, outsources some of the map sections, right? So a Google employee isn't always the one at the very end making the maps. They've guessed. At least Chicago will when his time runs out. There we go. Oh, Chicago again, 4,996. He is, other than the second round, which he'll be kicking himself about, he's only dropped, less than, 5 points every round. Magyaron, though, 4,874. Radox, yeah, surprising by Chicago. His pinpointing a little bit better. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, he's pretty good at pinpointing. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say.
Yeah, he just seems very good. Yeah.
Yeah,
So he'll pick up a few more points. Sorry, Calamity.
I'm not sure what exactly Magyaron did there to mess that pinpoint up, because he had like 1.5 to 2 minutes to do that, and somehow was like still on a completely different part of the road there. I'd be interested to hear what happened from his view.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he was too far north, right? So he didn't even count curves correctly. As you said, he had plenty of time to definitely figure that one out. Well, every little bit helps. Makes your win not make your loss not look too bad for Chicago. Maybe saves him some points on the score differential at the end of the season. So,
now let's pray for a very hard round for Chicago Geographer.
Yeah, here we go into the very last round. Oops, I can't quite click on the time. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, round 5. As you see, Magyaron's 4,000 plus lead has been cut down a little bit.
Oh, there's signs already.
That doesn't look
They've
like a
already
very
had
hard round. No.
Oh, and
You got an ad.
I got an ad. Are you serious? Come on, YouTube.
YouTube, what's going on?
YouTube has gotten a lot worse recently.
Yeah,
Oh,
I noticed
man.
that too.
But there's my favorite German sign. That German development sign. I saw it many a time. So yeah, they should both know where this is. And they do, unfortunately, for Chicago.
I think Chicago doesn't quite know where it is yet. He has seen a sign for Kabinci, which again is one of the municipalities. Yeah, I think from what we've been seeing so far, it looks like Magyaron has just practiced quite a bit more, because he seems to recognize those city names quite a bit easier.
Or maybe he's also more familiar with the area because he's from Serbia, right? So he might actually have visited North Macedonia before.
Yeah, he is not necessarily on home turf. He certainly has a little bit of event. Oh, and he has an ace. Very nice. He'll finish with 5,000, shutting the door on Chicago, guaranteeing that there's no way for him to win this game, but we'll be looking for Chicago to at least put up a decent score. I think he's won probably 3 of the 4 rounds. Just that one round was so poor, it just cost him the whole game. So let's see if he can't make it 4 for 5 and at least have a bit of pride to take away from this match.
You can see again how consistency is key.
Yes, indeed. And he doesn't seem to know where this is at all, which is a little bit disconcerting because that might make it 2 very poor rounds for him here.
He's got Kabinci on his...
He
was right on it.
He literally just had his mouse on top of it and didn't click.
That's going to be frustrating for him if he watches this.
Yeah, with about 15 seconds left, he's... Yeah, like Radox, as you said, it just looks like Magyaron is more familiar. They saw all the same information almost every round, and he's just going to make a kind of a random guess and zoom out and give up. And that'll net him 961 points.
It's actually pretty close for a random guess.
Not bad for a random guess, but now that he sees it, he'll be kicking himself that it was right there, and he just did not see it. His video will end. He will not show us the result screen, but Magyaron will, I believe. Yes, there we go. So we can see on his view that he had a total of 24,400 points. And Chicago Geographer isn't actually going to get us see the final score, is he? Oh, he does. 15,949 to finish in almost 10,000 point lead. 9,000? 3,900 something? Somewhere around there. You do the math. At home on your own with a calculator and not having anybody listening to you. So, yeah, Radox, a very tough round. Division 1 living up to its reputation for a very fierce competition.
Yeah, it was quite an impressive performance by Magyaron. Very consistent, finding the area right, usually quite fast. Chicago Geographer's pinpointing was very good. But yeah, not finding 2 rounds is pretty tough.
Yeah. So what do you think that kind of tells us about these two players going into week 2, Calamity?
I actually have written down who they'll be facing here. I just need to look it up. Chicago Geographer is going to be playing against Raidman Mucha, who you can see there on Magyaron's screen sitting at the top of the board. So that's not going to be any easier as a game. And Magyaron himself will face against Equinox, who you can see there in third. So both of them having a very tough opponent for week 2 in Brazil.
And Brazil, while a bigger country, certainly can have its own challenges in store for these two competitors. Very nice. Well, we'll see you all next time in Brazil. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.